Hello everyone, this is Cody from the Rancor's Brothel. Did you know we recently updated rancorsbrothel.com along with our new branding? The updated website includes a detailed archive page, online reviews, a gift shop, and alternate ways to contact the podcast. Check out some favorite old episodes, leave us a review, buy some merch, or drop us a line. All available now at rancorsbrothel.com. Don't wait, check it out today. And if you need dice, check out our friends at metallicdicegames.com. Friends of the podcast can get 10% off any order using the promo code RBP10. Enjoy the show.
The Rancor's Brothel presents The Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Okay, you guys are outside of the, I want to say village, it's not really a village. You're outside of the lair in the woods. It is slightly darker out. May not be pitch black, but it is dark out. You've all leveled up, which is great. Not everybody got anything super great, so we don't really need to go over that.
Lots of extra
spells and extra attacks and that sort of thing. Nothing fantabulous. What's your plan? No plan? Nobody's got a fucking plan?
Well, I think we discussed. I think we discussed it earlier. Actually, burn down the log, watch them run away.
Just kill everyone. The kids didn't make it. I know when we ended. I don't know if we said it last time before we ended, but the idea was going to be. We had talked to the witch, saying we'll bring back the quote-unquote Peter Pan surrogate, whose name I still cannot remember.
Will of the Feywild.
Will of the Feywild. I become Willie Fey.
Who is not going to go quietly.
No.
Or at all, probably.
Again, we're not actually turning him in. I am going to turn into Willie Fey.
That's a different story.
Exactly. We said we'd bring him back. We didn't say it was actually him.
That's fair.
I can, because of my level up, have an additional invocation. I took the Mask of Many Faces. I can now look like someone.
Okay.
I am going to turn into Willie Fey. That was my plan.
That's a plan.
Now, if we want, we can go and share the story with the others, including the actual Willie Fey. I'm going to disguise self like in front of him so that we can do a comparison on how good the disguise self is.
I hope you guys do the Toonie mere action thing.
I couldn't physically in real life.
Do you have to do some kind of roll when you use it?
Nope. It's literally just disguise self. You can look like someone you've seen.
What was our original plan with...
We were going to distract and go in and attack. And
the 3-part plan that he had?
Yeah.
His 3-part plan that didn't really have a middle part. It was like this, and then escape. It's like, but how do we do the middle? And we're like,
the middle part was
we mixed that up because we're like, we're going to kill the witch. Like,
we didn't created the idea, but it was...
He started the idea of like, let's do this, and then we'll do this. And it's like, cool, we're going to kill the witch. He's like...
The approach, the distraction, and the escape.
We get in.
They were going to basically set off... They were going to set off the scarecrows that scream to lure out all of the tin soldiers so that you guys could go in and get all the kids out, basically.
Right. Their goal is to get the kids out, which is also somewhat our goal.
Which the kids are 3 kids. There's
the problem is
a drow, a dwarf.
The problem really is that you guys... Even he doesn't know really how many children are in there.
We only saw 3. We saw the drow, the dwarf, and human?
I can't remember if it was human or an orc, but yeah, the
orc.
three,
it was
the
orc.
three
it
that were
orc.
in the workshop.
Yeah, it was an orc. Or no, wasn't the orc one of their group?
It might have been, but there
were 3.
I think there's duplicate races.
2 boys and a girl.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Either way, you did see 3 out of.
We saw 3 when I was sending my invisible friend through, and I recalled him.
And it is like it's one of those unfortunate things where you almost have to go room by room to make sure you get them all.
Yeah,
but I feel like there was something else that sort of stopped us or gave us pause as to why we weren't just going to go and murder Hobo.
Other than the fact that she's a hag.
Well, there's that.
That didn't stop us last time.
We were in the workshop, wasn't it? Filled with
that one didn't have backup.
was the workshop? I can't remember. Was the workshop filled with things besides the kids, like
toys that they were making?
Toys they were making, and then there was that room that had like a weird house, but not the doll house that she sleeps in.
Yeah, you got a glimpse of it before you lost contact.
With my criminy.
There were multiple. It seemed like a room that was circular, not straight. Mm-hmm. And you saw like a couple of shapes of what looked like candy cane striped painted homes in the walls, and then you lost contact.
The snozberries taste like snozberries and all that.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where we left off in that exploration.
And there are things outside as well that you haven't really looked at.
Yeah,
like
we got a market. And
it's a marketplace. You've been told there's a garden. So there are other locations around Loom Large, not just inside of it.
And of course, the giant flying horror beast that we haven't had to deal with yet, thankfully.
oh, yeah. The giant Jabberwock.
Yeah.
Which you were told is either in the woods or in the palace. You're not sure which.
It's somewhere. And it eats things.
It does eat.
And we found the unicorn. We got to do something with the alicorn horn.
You have an alicorn horn.
I think that had to do with the time spell on the
That has
palace.
something to do with releasing something. Yes.
Yeah.
Thought process is correct.
I don't know. As long as I get a Vorpal blade out of this, I'm okay.
You also have a wooden unicorn horn.
That was the actual alicorn horn, I thought.
No.
There's an alicorn horn that is real,
And then there's the wooden one, which
that seems to be enchanted.
Which she's like, that's the horn. That's why I thought
That's
that
a
was
special horn.
the weird one. The Vorpal sword goes snicker snack whack.
And thus said the Green Knight.
So, any other discussion on plans?
As long as we get to kill the witch, I think we've done mission accomplished here.
It's fair.
Yeah, we haven't really sussed out completely what force we're like additional forces we have, right?
Is there a way to incite the town to a riot?
No.
not
Against
really a
us,
town.
maybe. Yeah, but against her, no.
Hey, you get a riot big enough, and they don't care who they're killing at this point.
Sorry, I couldn't remember. Chinnopio was the one who was missing items here.
Oh, yes. I'm the only one that's missing stuff. The last one is the other two.
Yep.
We're just keeping our options open here.
What
Yeah.
was her
I wanted that
weakness
key.
or the thing that goes?
She can't remember shit when she wakes up.
First thing she sees, she
doesn't
cannot
remember.
remember.
So the first thing she sees, you want to make sure she doesn't know what's there because she'll forget. She's basically, the first thing she sees is the equivalent of a dream.
So do we use that to our advantage?
That's her weakness.
Do we wait until?
You basically set it up and
Or
maybe...
can you put her to sleep?
I could.
It is nighttime. She may already be there.
But like, if I can roll high enough, I doubt I can roll high enough even with 9d8. The best I can get.
Oh, that's right.
I can look at her step.
Could always try sneaky approach. I mean, I'm not the stealthiest character out there,
Well,
but
I just meant if we can put her to
9d8,
sleep.
9d8. That's the most is 72. Yeah, her health is going to be way too high.
Oh yeah.
ain't gonna work.
Weird.
Not on her.
I like imagery. I don't read the stats. I just
The
want to see
rocking
what they
horse
look like.
creeped me out.
The rocking horse was one of the main things you guys were
We were
looking
trying
for.
to find it, but we didn't. I know that. That's part of the things I was looking
in the
for.
2 rooms you've been in, yeah.
Yeah, it's like of the 100 feet I could see through my dude.
trying
Criminy.
to keep her escape route.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But she's
lily
got that
pad
clock
thing.
key in her back. What
Which
called?
doesn't seem to have much mechanical purpose aside from the fact that it changes its speed based on her mood.
Sounds uncomfortable.
At least from the information you've been given, that's all it does.
As long
Yeah,
as
hopefully we haven't messed it up because like they haven't. I don't think they've alerted anything at this point. Like we didn't get any freakouts when we were in the place. We were like, all right, well we'll come back with Will.
You weren't even turned away.
Willie,
You were invited in.
No.
Yeah, because we said we had a meeting with her, and
Which
the
is
guy was like,
strange.
sure. Yeah, strange. She probably had some inclinations.
Well, when you're all
She
powerful,
seemed odd about me, though. She kept talking about the doll.
Oh, she
being-
knows you weren't asleep or not.
Oh, I wasn't really a doll, of course.
Yeah.
I'm alive. She didn't react, so it's fine.
Connection to what you're missing has nothing to do with anything, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. It's clear. She probably was
sort of
well
weird vibe
aware
going
that
on
there's a
along.
pixie following them around. My little face sprite. Criminy. We have all that fun stuff. Do we want to try and just kind of do this again on another day? Since it doesn't seem like they triggered the alert from the scarecrows, or they got caught and we don't even know it yet, and like, oh, snap.
Nah, just 4 more kids to save. No big
We can
deal.
do it another day and be like,
Or
hey,
is-
we came back.
Or is nighttime the best time to infiltrate?
Maybe. We do have a bunch of fun plus 10 to stealth items.
We
You guys
do.
need to look at the items you got.
I
that
have
are
Phoebe
magical.
gloves. And
You
I have a
you got
a seed.
thieves gloves, you got spider climb, you've got things that give you pass without trace for like an hour. Like you've got shit.
I've got a seed.
Hell, I have a giant vial of polymorph potion.
Also that.
has a 75% chance turns to a giant frog and a 25% chance turns to a large dragonfly.
And neither of those things
I
can
can't
be out
remember
of
if
place
that's
in,
how
the,
it's written in here or
in
not,
this
but
Yeah,
particular
I looked
setting.
it up the other day because I couldn't remember. When we were playing, we were like, what does it do again?
Yeah, it's like a weird ratio.
75-25.
You don't really get a choice.
Yeah, you kind of roll, and if you fall into one of them, you get that.
Hey, if there's a giant frog
Neither of them are
jumping
really
around this place.
No, giant frogs are not strong.
No, I'm not saying that.
And
I mean,
a giant
from a
dragonfly
stealth,
is even worse.
from a stealth perspective,
But
it's one of those.
The trade-off is
nobody would care.
polymorph is if it dies, you just revert to your normal form. You didn't take any damage. That's the nice thing about polymorphing.
Yep.
It's like
and-
wearing a
and
jello
wild shaping.
shield.
Basically, you have extra health. That's why a lot of people like tank druids, because you turn into like a turtle or a bear, and you have armor class. And then
It's
you're
sort of like a temporary hit point concept. You're just a different animal instead of a
like druid tanks are pretty cool.
The giant dragonfly might be nice to come in through a top window, look around.
You're still pretty big. I believe giant dragonflies aren't like tiny; they're like legitimately big.
No, I mean, if it's the size of you, it's not that big.
Yeah, I'd have to look. I think they're medium. I'm considered small. Oh no, it's large. Wow, the
Hey.
giant dragonfly is actually big. There is literally no way we could stealth in as a giant dragonfly.
That's fantastic.
When its wings beat, it emits a loud droning sound that can be heard at a range of 120 feet.
bummer.
They're a large creature. They take up 4 squares. We have a 25% chance to turn into that.
Can it be used as a mount?
Yes, actually. They can, and that's if you roll poorly.
You kind of turning yourself into a mount, but
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like next time we have to go a long distance. Hey,
They have a 60 fly feet,
exactly.
16 armor class, and 22 health.
We have to go over a swamp or a huge thorn bramble patch. It's like, hey, I'm going to drink this.
Giant frog's actually the worst of the two. That makes sense why it's 75% chance.
Right.
But they can jump far.
Exactly. It's like next time we need to get a decent distance.
They have +3 to stealth. They're stealthier than the dragonfly that's
The
loud as could be.
hell? A +3 to stealth?
Yeah. And it's a medium beast. It's as big as you guys. It takes up 1 square, not 4.
That's better stealth than I have.
Not me.
Then again,
never mind. It's better stealth than me. I have +2.
I am wearing metal armor, but whatever.
Yeah, you have disadvantage.
yeah, you got that.
Right.
Ka-chunk,
Actually, no,
ka-chunk,
you
ka-chunk.
I
got
got
the
the boots.
modifier because your boots. You're now
Yeah.
just base stealth now. Your ka-chunk might be a...
Yeah, no, I with my boots on, I don't get disadvantage from having
That's
armor.
right. You have a 19 because your gauntlets. Would you get a bag?
He got the bag.
He got him a nice heavy sack.
This is where your unicorn horns are at right now.
Yep.
All the good stuff. Okay, so do we want to explore our options around
We might
town?
want to
or-
contact the kids and hold off.
I mean, you could just be sitting with them right now if that's what you wanted to do. Meet back up with them.
Yeah,
at camp.
if we want to do
time.
that, and then we can kind of set up the next time. Be like, let's try to meet up while we're planning out how we're going to get a hold of Will. If people want to insist, but I think the idea is we're probably going to use me as Will, and then bring him in, me, and do all that stuff and try and play it off.
How long does that last?
Forever.
I can literally cast it at will, so if it's going to do, I just recast it.
No, you're gonna be Willow.
Yeah. I am Will. What are you talking about?
He is now a real
Willis.
boy.
Disguise self.
Okay.
It lasts an hour, and if they do something to discern it, they have to succeed an intelligence investigation check against my spell save DC, which is 16, which isn't bad.
Verbal somatic.
Yep.
Okay. So
But I
you
cast
have
it.
to say and do a thing in order to cast it,
Yeah.
and hope that nobody sees you do it.
Yeah, I can just make it something like meh.
Yeah. No, just checking.
Who has the highest stealth in our group?
I believe him.
I have a 4.
You have a 4. Do you want to try checking out that garden, see if there's anything cool, and the 3 of us can check out the market?
Stay out of the carrots.
No promises.
Well,
Whatever,
as long
Peter.
as they don't catch you.
I think it's not a bad idea to explore the market and the garden and see what's going on with these things. Because if they're mentioned specifically, it's probably good to check them out.
Right.
Because we did legitimately get into the market, talk to Chucklehead, and then immediately go in the compound. We have taken none of the outside in to see if there's something we should be aware of out there.
Basically, we know there's just
aware
candy.
of the screaming scarecrows, but I'm trying to remember where they're at.
In the field.
They are in the garden.
Oh, okay. So be aware of the crows that scream and scare.
Run fast.
They are basically an alarm system.
Yeah.
Murder them.
It'll just be like infiltrating Hyrule Castle. Just they'll throw you out and you'll come back in again.
Watch for the cones of vision. I believe you can see those. If they rotate, stay out of the red. You should see like a blue or yellow beam of cone. That's their vision line.
Check your mini-map.
Ping the mini-map.
Every 5 seconds.
Throw down your Deku nuts to stun them.
So, yeah. Do the thing.
I'm good with that.
All right.
So somebody wants to... You're sending someone in to check out the garden?
Mr. Selfboy over here.
If he would like to do that.
That's true. He could just leave us. Run away.
I mean, I don't see much use for it. Like, I'll be honest with you.
No?
I like the idea of investigating the area just to be more aware, because we did kind of like... There's a whole market of things that we might have to deal with. Maybe we should...
Yeah, where the garden is in conjunction to everything else is. Like, you guys kind of stepped initially into that marketplace area. So that marketplace area is alongside the wall of where the workshop is at.
Quick question.
On the opposite side of that workshop is where the garden is. So it's like it's still within that same length of space you've already walked. It's just that's what's on the outside. Market on this side, garden on this side.
How far is the market from the garden, distance-wise?
If you were like in the market up against the wall of the log, he could go over the top and probably see what's over there.
We'll do that.
Sure.
He can literally just do that.
Are we next day or are we same time?
No, same time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say we're
This is what we're doing right now.
going in at nighttime is probably the better.
Okay.
If Scabby's a nocturnal
Are you
person.
stealthing around outside or are you just walking around outside?
If we're just walking around the market, we can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, the market's not open right now. That's why I'm asking questions. The market closed at night. They told you, it's getting on dark. We're gonna close up the booth soon. So
What's going on? Like, are there people still about? Is this? I mean,
We left the meeting with Scabby,
seemingly quiet.
so I think the place is
booth-
closing down.
All
or
of the
they're trying
booths
this out.
are sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? The top is sort of more like a nylon roof, like a tent.
what I'm trying to understand is we've been welcomed in, obvious. So we haven't been told to leave. We haven't been told to stay really either. So
My imagining is we had the meeting, the place closed down during the meeting, they kicked us out and quote unquote kicked us out. And now
kind of said, "There's the exit." And you guys
we've walked out into the market like in a mall, and all the guard gates are down, or no one's there.
essentially, but then, rather than guard gates, it's like all the tent flaps are closed.
Yeah, I imagine an indoor mall.
So
Don't exist
if you want to
much
go into the marketplace, again, how are you entering?
We got janitors like sweeping dirt.
Go away so I can turn on my music.
What? I don't think there's anything in the market that we can do except wander nothingness and be like, "Can you leave?"
I mean, legitimately, I don't think there's a reason for us to stealth. Like, we haven't been told we need to leave the area.
We can just kind of look around. If we want to do that,
I guess until we are told to do that, like, I don't see a reason.
As you get to the edge of the market, give me a perception check.
Hockey doke.
Let's roll some dice and play a game for people at home.
21.
22.
Damn. Thought I rolled well. I only get a plus
6.
2.
Big old 6.
Roll better.
6.
22.
I rolled well, and it's still not that good. I got beat by 2 people.
As you guys kind of start walking in there, you hear
That
snoring.
proficiency bonus, man.
You hear snoring and the sounds of sleep,
Like
coming
loud
from, the
snoring.
tents, kinda
Okay. Things are just sleeping in their tents.
coming from the booths within
Well,
the booths.
if that's the case, I'm just gonna do what I was saying, pop out Criminy and let him kind of go look at the garden area while invisible, because he can do that.
All right, it doesn't cost you anything to do that.
No, it's unless he dies, I have the ability to just cast Find Familiar, and since he's not destroyed, I can
So-
bring him back and forth at will. Unless he gets destroyed, I have to recast it to bring him back, because he doesn't actually die.
So it is from the edge of, because remember there were 2 different bridges made of roots. One of them went to the main door. One of them went into the market.
Yeah.
So from the edge of that bridge to the wall is another 30 feet. Yeah, you can get about 20 feet into the garden if you send him up and over.
That's fine. He's just trying to look around.
Sure. If that's the case, it is a little dark. Can you see in the dark?
Does not list dark vision, so he's got a disadvantage on anything.
It's not like pitch black. There's light, illuminating a little bit from the interior into the outside.
He has a passive perception of 13. If you want me to roll, I get a +3.
No, we're not worried about that right now.
Okay.
So like you might have like 20 feet of dim light off the edge, and then it starts to get pretty dark. Let's see.
Anything that he can see that stands out?
You see on one side there's some animal pens. You can't really tell what's in them.
Gotcha.
There's a compost heap. I guess I could just read the description. Why not?
Go for it.
A woodland basin filled with plants and fungi stretches out along the side of the fallen tree. Mm-hmm. There's a pumpkin patch at one end of the garden, next to a steaming compost heap, with ramshackle pens for pigs and goats on the opposite end. Bedraggled scarecrows hang from tall wooden stakes in the basin's wooden slope. 2 ground-level doors and 3 balconies provide entry to the lair.
Okay.
Well, you didn't tell me there was a pile of shit I could ruffle through. Jeez, that's changed the story.
And we've got doors that lead into the lair.
You want to rustle through the compost?
So all that basically is what Criminy tells me. Cause
that's what you see. I mean, so again, a lot of that's...
I'm not in Criminy's eyes. I just let him fly and look around. But we lose contact if he goes beyond 100 feet.
Yeah, I mean, not too far in there, you're going to lose contact.
Exactly. So he's literally just looking around and telling me what he sees. Yep. And I'm just taking that in.
That's it. What you get.
But there's a pile of stuff you can play with, and some critters, and then some doors that lead into the place from the garden.
And scarecrows that are an essential alarm system.
And some scrows.
How close are the scarecrows to this door? To these doors?
How best can he tell how close some scrows are?
I gotta look at this other map. The map I printed off.
I want to make that a thing. They're not scarecrows. They're scrows. Them scrows.
Because those things are going to be obnoxious.
Yeah, scarecrows are kind of interesting as like an enemy.
They seem to be scattered around the grounds. Like there's maybe 1 or 2 closer to the edge. Some of them are out further. Some of them are in the middle. Like,
do they move or they're pretty stationary?
I mean, they're scarecrows.
That doesn't mean they can't move. They're alive.
As of right now, they're sitting there.
They can sing. They can dance.
No, these things are...
They will scream if they...
Yeah, these things are... They're an alarm system.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. But I'm sure they could also attack.
I don't think so. Not if they're the ones we come across before.
I mean, you wouldn't know unless you tried, but yeah.
I always assume they can attack. Everything can attack in this game. Everything's an enemy.
Kinda.
Has been so far.
When you're fighting a witch monster, everything's an enemy.
But no, are there scarecrows close to these
Some of them
doors?
are close to the doors, yes.
How close?
I mean, these are 10-foot squares, so I would say within 10 feet.
Good enough range that you can use pass out of the trace and get in a modified stealth, probably.
There's nothing standing in front of the front door you guys walked out of.
It's probably locked. And you know us and picking locks, it's not the best.
Let's see, you went up and over. Never mind, that would be out of your range. Well, how far can that thing see?
He can see forever. I just lose the communication. Otherwise, like he'd have to reiterate stuff.
He doesn't have a sight distance like normal creatures have?
They don't have a line of sight distance. This is literally just perception. It'd be how well he can see.
He would have seen a balcony. I guess what would kind of be at the end of the workshop, the far end of the workshop. Mm-hmm. There's a balcony on top of the log that appears to have movement on it.
A moving balcony. Got it.
Again, it's kind of dark, so
yeah, he's not got dark vision. I chose a creature without dark vision. But
so
I did
realize
a
hint of movement.
Gloves of Thievery also give me a +5 to lock picking checks.
Yeah, I thought that's why you took them.
It was the sleight of hand, because my sleight of hand is now +10 with these gloves.
And lock picking tools?
Nope.
I'm sure somebody in your party has them.
I don't believe anyone in my party has lock picking tools. But I have +5 to lock picking check, which means I have a +5 to picking locks, and that's it.
Not going to be too easy without a tool, but yes.
Oh, God, no. I just shove my finger in there like, is it working? No. He kind of comes back in range. He's like, there's also a balcony with people on it, or movement at least, above. Outside of that, I can't really tell you much.
Mm-hmm. It's more than what we knew.
And then Criminy just comes back and joins us, still invisible.
The more you know.
Star. You had the same idea. We literally both did a hand gesture at the same time.
I actually half expected Troy to say, and knowing's half the battle, but that didn't happen.
G.I. Joe.
That's why I didn't.
Okay.
Now what? Where do you want to go?
All right. Are we exploring the market more, or are we just kind of walking around hearing the snoring of gerblins?
That's all that you hear.
So, market, everything's asleep. I've explained what's in the garden. Do we want to meet back up with the chitlins, or do we want to keep wandering in the crowds of nothing?
I mean, there doesn't seem to be much to discover or look through. Market's dead, so
I mean, there are other areas outside of the log. Those are just the two areas you've kind of taken a look at.
Let's go wander around a bit outside, I guess.
I'm good just meeting back up with the group and then trying to set up a plan.
yeah.
Okay.
You guys go back out in the woods. You meet up with the group. They talk about it. Will's a little freaked out that you're gonna try to like mimic his look, but it's a thing. It's an option. He's like, I mean, whatever works. If we can get the children out of there safely, and you guys can take care of Skabattha,
Either that or use you as bait.
Yeah, it's like you're.
I want to do that.
Exactly. I can just look like you, and we have decided.
He does kind of look at you and go, I mean, don't. She's pretty pissed, so like, don't be surprised if she torches you a little bit.
This is our plan. It's gonna get me in there.
Hopefully she starts with stabbing you, not burning you.
Either way, it's gonna hurt because I still have health.
Yeah.
So we have decided that my disguise self is a nose rub, and I'm just like pixie sticks.
Okay.
So I just pixie sticks, and I just look like Will.
Everyone is shocked.
Even though it's weird that I rub a wooden nose. If I rub too hard, it smokes. Just kidding. Oh, my nose is on fire. But so we're doing that. I look like Will. This lasts up to an hour, and I can just do it as need be.
Okay. What's next?
But I can do it at will. So this was just showing off, so we can set this up like this is the plan. What do we want to do tomorrow? We can just kind of fast forward to the next day. How do we want to do this? Do we want to wait till during the day, turn me in, come back later at night, and be like, hey, we got Will, here's the guy, and then someone else split off and like maybe try to do the back way entrance?
Or do you just do it now instead of even waiting the next
Right.
day?
That's why I don't understand why
We could do that
It's
too.
not- It's not like deep sleep. It's not like overnight. It's like maybe 9 o'clock. It's dark. It's not like pitch
Oh,
black
okay.
midnight.
I don't know why I thought it was dark. I thought it was late.
No, like it was like everything was starting to shut down as you guys were getting there, and it was starting
We
to
heard
get dark as you guys were
snoring.
walking out.
Yeah,
So,
we heard snoring, so I thought later. But then again, I'm someone that goes to bed at like 8:30.
yeah. I mean, these goblins sit there and work those booths all day, so they don't seem to have any other place to live. That they're probably living in their booth.
Makes sense. Well, I guess we want to go to the garden. Do the kids know a good way to get to the garden without spooking the scrows?
No, not unless you have good magic or good, really high stealth.
We got some seeds we can eat that give us pass it out of the trace, which is a +10 to stealth.
That is a thing.
How many of those do we each get? One? Yeah, we each
have
have
one, and I think it lasts an hour.
Yeah, that's a good bit.
Yeah.
But if you're turning yourself in, why sneak through the garden? That's my question. Why wouldn't you just go to the front door?
Well, I'm saying we could. Do we want to tie me up with a rope?
Well, we only know that she wants him dead because of other. No, she hasn't said that. She just.
She
that's
just wants him.
Wants
one
him.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's telling you she probably
He
wants me dead.
assumes
Right.
she wants him dead because he causes her trouble.
So I don't see like.
Although I don't remember if that thing said dead or alive.
I thought it said just in general. She wanted the weird sketching of him.
Yeah, one way.
that would make a difference.
Yeah, if that says dead or alive-
If the wanted poster does say dead or alive, then
I feel she'd want alive more than dead.
but maybe we would tie you up. But if not, then I don't see a reason to tie you up. Like we're just like, you wanted him, here he is.
Well, we got him.
We got
He
him.
came along and he's like, "What's going on?"
Oh no! So the very first one says, "Deliver him to me alive and unharmed, and I'll give you back 10 years of your life."
Well, there we go.
So she does want him alive and unharmed. My apologies.
Okay, yeah.
How unharmed do they mean?
Not that we would need to use it, but does anybody have a spell for like charm or?
I have a spell for charm. I actively have a ability I can cast where they have to survive a wisdom saving throw within 10 feet of me, or else they're charmed or frightened of me.
Well, no.
It's an
What I'm trying to
ability.
get at is like, what can we use as a ruse to say we have you without tying you up or anything? Because would it be suspicious that you wouldn't just come along?
No, you would probably want to.
Will would just not come along
Make
with
it
us.
appear he's kicking and screaming as you're pulling him
Yeah.
out.
Well, we got a big lion guy, so he can just
Literally, I was like, you can just pick me up
Bear
and
hug him.
carry me.
Yeah.
Shove him under
You're
my
a big
arm.
light. It's like, we got him.
That's
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Do the same thing you do when you have to take the kid to the dentist.
You literally just shove
him
me
under
in
your
your arm. Yeah, just like, all right, got him.
Get to work.
I
Unless
guess
you, it's either that or you knock him out. One of the two.
you don't need to knock me out on the fight.
No, because that would be harming him.
That's harm. You said not to harm, so we just lion handled him. Leonin handled him.
She had man hands.
If she ends up having a harmed product, she may only give us 8 years, not full 10.
That's true. Your brother's a man, baby.
Who gets the 10 years back? Who's the oldest?
Well, it's just dependent on what she gave you a laundry list of things she could.
That's
do.
true. That was the one offering. What did we decide?
We didn't.
Oh, that's right. You got to think of what you want for it.
That's true. I wasn't paying
$1
attention.
million.
I just wanted the key.
For what?
What key?
Her key.
Oh, her wind-up key.
Key. She's not going to give you the key.
She's not going to give her her.
I'm not even sure that it comes out.
What are those called?
Oh, it comes out.
Yeah, just like that scarf, huh?
Yeah, the one that won't come off even if you cut his head off. It doesn't do
Legit
anything.
does not come off.
Yeah, it just won't come off.
Hey,
Though that
you
one's
know-
dead. That cursed one's dead.
You know, if the scarf doesn't come off and the head is still attached, you now have a flail.
I suppose.
Yeah, kind of. Trying to think.
What did we
All
want?
right, so you guys go into the front door.
Yeah, no. Let's knock on the door. You should do it because you knock already.
No, I got rid of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, you got that fixed.
But I'll knock anyway.
You
My
could just,
foot's numb.
now you. So you knock on the door and you're like, I don't have to do this anymore.
Out of habit, it's like I kind of just got used to doing this.
I don't.
You walk up, you go.
I'm the
"Is it-"
one who knocks.
You're like tap tap tap. Wait a second.
You don't get an immediate response. So I mean,
You do it again.
Try the knob.
Jiggle jiggle jiggle.
door opens.
Go walk inside.
We go inside.
Okay. You guys walk back into that little space where you had tea. That's got 4 chairs and a little table in the middle.
Easiest lockpicking success ever.
I'm actively
Open the door.
like fighting. Like, what are you doing? Why do you have me? Just under your arm,
Which one is this?
enough to look like it looks realistic.
Gosh.
So yeah, it's like there's the 4 chairs. There's a table in the center. There's a painted wooden box in the corner that looks like some kind of large jack-in-the-box. That's what's in this room.
Did we ever open that?
No. Do you want to open it?
Kinda.
I say why we have the run of the place. Let's just kind of search around in the guise of we were trying to look for you. We had the kid. We got the kid.
We thought you might
We
be in
have the door
box.
that they went through. Is that door locked?
Huh?
You can go try it.
Can I open the Jack in the Box first?
No, let's wait.
Okay.
And you probably shouldn't do that when you've only got one free hand.
I have big hands. I can do it.
I don't.
It's a really large handle. It's a 3 foot by 3 foot box.
Okay, you're gonna be using more than one hand to crank that.
I guess we can go check the warehouse
You
door?
go. So you're walking up then to where you know the warehouse is, or the workshop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Workshop open.
Check the door.
This door is not locked.
Sweet.
Open
the
the
door.
door.
You open the door. You swing open the door and
All the toys.
you see similar to what was described before. You see the workshop is filled with soft ambient music produced by bells and chimes. There are parts of toys that are heaped on tables, leering doll heads, half-built rocking horses, unpainted wooden balls, and stuffed limbs of soft toys. There's a stove at the back of the room that holds a saucepan of smelted metal. There are 3 doors that exit this workshop and 2 storefront windows overlooking the market.
Can I do my fun little ability, Eldritch Sight?
What does it do?
That's the detect magic at will. Yeah, Eldritch Sight. So detect magic, look around, see if anything's magical in the space.
It's interesting.
Yup. I'll tell you the distance. I think it's only so much around me. It's like an area of it, and I can just kind of see it, I believe. I'm going to confirm. Hold on. Magic within 30 feet of me. I just sense it.
No, nothing.
Okay. As they're wandering around, it lasts for a minute. Let me make sure I'm not overriding something. No. Disguise self is just active. So yeah, this is a concentration. So for up to 10 minutes since I cast it like that, up to 30 feet around me, I can sense magic. Given I know the magic on him and stuff because the items, it's anything that's not there. Like I see your helmet, I see your boots, I see his gloves, I see my gloves, I see his sack.
Stop looking at his sack.
I can't help it. It's magical and it just draws my attention.
It's getting weird.
Smack him with it like an old lady with a purse.
You
Stay away from my bag.
You do still. You
Don't
see,
smack the child with your sack.
You see the same three
Say
children
you're on the list.
The same 3 children you saw earlier are still in here and working away.
The same.
Still working? What is this, like a slave driver?
It's called a sweatshop.
A little bit.
Can we go through the door that we know sort of what's already in there?
So the three doors. It's one is the door you just came in.
Do those kids react to the fact that I'm Will?
I don't know. Are you kicking and screaming?
Yeah, I'm fighting.
They will. They spin around and they see you guys.
I could send Criminy over there to be like, hey, they're on your side.
If you guys go in there and he is kicking and screaming,
He's gagged.
I'm fighting,
There's no screaming.
but it
but you're still making. Either way, you're making noise.
Yeah,
right? You're not stealthly walking through this door because you were making noise.
Yeah, I can't.
But I feel like if we encounter more children, like you would not.
All 3 of the children turn around and one of them gets up to rush to the other door of the opposite side.
The one that they went through, or a different door.
The door that you lost contact with.
Okay, the one with the painted shit on the other side.
She is headed that direction. You can act, speak, whatever you want. The other door is to your left, which goes out into the garden.
Gotcha.
Those are the 3 doors.
Probably tell her to stop.
It's your call. I'm
You
gagged.
Why are you
He
gagged?
said I was gagged. He said I'm gagged. You're
Take
holding
the-
me. I'm fighting. I can't do
I take the gag out of his mouth. Tell her to stop.
Stop.
Persuade.
17.
She gets to the door and turns back around and kind of squints and says, "Will?" And kind of creeps forward a little bit.
Fantastic.
Hi.
And she goes, "What? Why are you? What's going on? Are you in trouble?"
We're trying to get you guys out of here.
This is where like I send Criminy up, who's invisible, and I can talk to him telepathically. Criminy, like she's like, "What's up?" And that's like I sent Criminy. I was like, "Tell her real quick, like, shh, quiet. This is a setup. Go back to the others. This isn't Will." That's what he's telling her.
So you're trying to convince her that you are not actually Will.
Yes.
That's not a good idea.
And she just goes, "Huh?" And she starts
Go sit down.
walking backwards towards the door again.
Oh, dear Lord. We're here to save you, okay?
Again, roll me a persuade because she is freaked out. The other 2 are kind of stoic. You guys
13.
yeah, I'll give you a 13. That's fair. That's a fair median for a child, I think. She's like, she kind of looks at the other 2 and says,
Sit down.
she'll go and sit down. She is, she's a halfling.
Okay, that's what it was.
The other
Halfling,
2
drow, and a dwarf.
Drow, human, and halfling.
Human and a halfling. I knew there was another like diminutive race.
The drow is the male. The other 2 are female.
Yes.
So she sits down and they kind of whisper to each other like they don't really know what to do.
That's fine. That's where Crimini's like, just calm down.
Also, they are
have a
almost
plan.
all the way on the other side of the room.
That's fine. It's literally Crimini's just like, whoosh.
Well, no, they would be probably about halfway through. This
he's-
is like a 70-foot long room.
Again, I'm in, Crimini's within range of me.
Sure.
So he's literally just like over there invisible. It's fine. Calm down.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him. I'm
got a
worried about
plan.
where they're at.
I'm just kind of like them, like, don't get worked up. Like, there's a plan. We're trying to do something.
Don't raise the alarm.
Just do what you do.
So we need to go back to work, or are you saving us? I'm really confused.
Keep working. We will save you. Or die. Not you. We might die.
Yeah, that scares her for a second.
Keep working or die. Sorry.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Let's try that once more.
I like using Criminy as my go-between. Like, you talk while I do other things.
And she introduces herself to the rest of you as Philomena.
Hello, Philomena.
She says, "This is Null," and as she points to the drow boy, and Sung, the human woman, the human girl.
Nalsung and Philomena.
And they're like excited, like they definitely want to get out. They seem excited to be able to have a chance to leave. They don't seem to be shackled or anything, but they are definitely like
There's probably something that's not visible there. That they
little
can't-
malnourished, you know, dirty, probably need a bath or something. But they're not.
there's
It's not
probably-
like they're unfed or anything.
There's probably some kind of enchantment on them in some way, maybe. Well, I don't detect magic.
you would detect that, and you're not getting that.
Yeah, I'm not. So there's something there. If anything, they're here by fear. I assume.
As you guys are talking to them, you see like some of the doll heads in the store window like spin about and like look at you, and like the eyes like blink and stuff. It's really creepy.
That's what's watching them. The dolls.
Non-magical
They're
balls?
not magical?
Yeah. And like the longer you're in the room, you see like balls like starting to bounce and roll around, just randomly falling. Things like randomly falling off tables.
These are all actually kids that have been turned into toys.
Give me perception checks.
5.
8.
11.
Also 8.
Okay. You guys are doing great.
Yeah.
No
Wisdom is not high on me. It's a save, but not a stat.
Like the kids don't seem to pay any mind to the things that are like moving and going on.
What's with the dolls? Moving dolls.
Because you said we saw that.
Yeah. Philomena looks over and back to you and goes, "Oh, it's probably the boggles playing tricks."
Oh, that's right. There's the oil bugs. Oil bug. Oh, we need their oil.
You do.
You got to sack one
She says they're fairly harmless. I mean,
for the oil.
they're more
can.
scared of you than they are of anything else.
We need at least one boggle for the oil can. That's our way to the yawn.
Snag one on the way out.
But they're not going to like tattle on us or anything.
Probably.
She says, I don't think so. They typically like to play games and like splatter oil on our toys and stuff sometimes. They're kind of rude.
Probably best not to antagonize them until after we take out the witch.
Do you know how many kids are captive here?
She says, well, I know some got out not long ago. She says, I think there's like 10 or 11 of us left
Here?
working within the log. Yeah.
Are they all scattered about? Like, are you the only 3 that ever work in here?
So we have shifts. Some of us might be asleep. I know Misha's in the kitchen all the time. You know, it's sort of, we all have odd jobs. We're not always all doing toys.
Gotcha. Do you guys have decent shifts? Or, like, are you guys off soon? Do you work forever? Like,
She says, what time is it?
freckle
10
past
o'clock.
a hair?
She kind of looks out the window and says, oh, probably a few more hours. Been here since yesterday, though.
Easy shifts. Got it.
He's
the-
nice 24-hour shifts.
These are the cheap shifts. These are the ones you're like, man, I could have worked more. Nothing a lost limb couldn't fix.
So what's through that door there? And I point to the door where we think there's...
Yeah, where you were going. What's over there?
Oh, I thought you were just intruders. I was going to get the tin soldiers.
No. We actually made a deal to bring Will in.
As she kind of looks at you weird.
Yes.
As she should.
She's not quite grasping the concept. She's only 9 years old.
Yeah, I understand that.
She said, so Will is here somewhere?
Sure.
Because, again, I look and sound like Will.
Yeah. But you're claiming you're not him, so.
Yep.
Everything tracks so far.
But don't tell anyone this.
You see, like, a windmill starts to spin, like a toy windmill.
Mr. Boggle.
You almost hear laughter, like giggling in the shadows.
Like creepy giggling.
Yeah.
I still
from the
think we
shadow.
shouldn't antagonize them until
Like
after
in the
we
Gremlins?
take out the other guy.
That kind of
Kinda,
laughing.
kinda,
Yeah, that's what I was imagining in my head is Gremlin laughing.
Kind of high-pitched, but evil.
Yeah, Gremlins.
Yep.
Post-change.
Very different.
Not Mogwai Gremlin, but the Gremlin. Not Gizmo. More like Stripe and Gremlin form.
You guys can see that there's a lot of, like, really weird shit. Like, you were told that the toys she makes are kind of grotesque, and, like, you're seeing that now. Like, there's, like, a set of playing cards on a table that have depictions of children weeping. There's a 1-foot-tall guillotine. It's a stuffed lion with needles for teeth that has actual blood stains on its jaws.
You guys know a guy named Blinsky?
I was about to say, I was like, are these toys that would be sold at Blinsky's? That's what I was
That's
like.
exactly what you would think.
Yeah,
sure.
that's. I was literally looking. I was like, is it Blinsky or something like that?
I would be willing to bet that these hags have the ability to get there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's already talk of that.
The Philomena kind of looks over at Null and whispers something, and he pulls out that little thing of soap he had. Remember, if you recall, he was dancing on a table holding a thing of soap, and he very shyly like stands up and like reaches out to like hand it to someone.
Is it a Dr. Squatch bar?
No,
Okay.
but it's like it's like that shape.
Yeah. Just a square or a rectangle.
Yeah. So he reaches out and he doesn't really say much. He's just kind of like,
I assume someone should take the soap. Does the soap appear fancy to me?
No,
Okay, it's just soap.
it's Dove.
Ew. Sure, it's not Irish Spring.
Yeah.
My hands are apparently full. So
One
take
of your
the
hands is
soap.
full.
We've
We've got
3 fucking people in this room.
a
2 other
fishman.
people in this room.
We got a
can grab
fishman
it.
and a rabbit.
They're just non-responsive today.
I know. Josh doesn't talk at all.
Are you comatose over there? Wake up.
I'm a manfish.
You can
He just
speak.
goes blub blub. He doesn't talk.
He's giving me the dead-eyed stare.
He hands it towards you, towards the manfish.
Josh
Okay.
is a mute character in every game.
I'm gonna grab it.
So what you see is you have this thing of soap, but what you see is an impression of a key in it.
Ooh.
He speaks, but he's like very quiet, and he's like, I was gonna make a copy so that I could steal milk out of the kitchen.
How are you going to make a copy?
And he just kind of points
The
over to the
metal.
saucepan of the melted metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's do that thing.
I don't know how that would have worked.
Oh, it'd be horrible, but we can try it anyway.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Pour the melted metal into the thing and let it solidify.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to burn through the soap. Like
It's just
melt it away
glycerin.
real
That's
fast.
not going to hold up
Yeah.
against molten metal.
Nah. That best animal fat and that stuff just burns.
That's why it's used as a cooking medium.
So what do you want to do with it?
Well, you can try.
Is there a way to reinforce the soap? Like a spell you have?
Nope.
No.
And that would burn up a slot that I wouldn't
Don't-
get back without resting.
I know.
And I've only got 2. Warlocks do not get a lot, but everything's at max level.
Good lord.
He says, if you make it to the kitchen, in return for the soap, can you bring me milk?
We can try.
It's the rule of give and get.
Got it. You go try to make a key.
Give me a luck roll to see whether or not it melts or whether or not it actually works.
It's like just a straight roll.
High or low? You decide. High is good, low is bad.
Go high.
Okay.
Oh,
It's a 15.
Woo.
That's high. It's above
It
It is
10.
does,
high.
it does not melt the soap.
Sweet. This is some
probably
weird-
takes a few minutes for it to cool down, solidify, or they could, you got a key.
Fantastic.
Which way's to the kitchen?
He says, keep going through.
So the door they were going to go through with the tin soldier alert?
He says the kitchen is. He says that it's almost at the end of the log. You have a few rooms to get through before you get there.
Well, I'm being carried right now. What are we doing? You made a key. It's solidified. It might work.
Well, we don't need to terrify the children anymore, I'm guessing.
All right. Keep
So-
working. We're going to continue.
And they just pick up their tools and kind of look at you weird and painting or whatever they're doing. They're doing
I'm going to recast the thing since we got time.
more stuff, just like randomly falling off shelves around you and stuff.
To the kitchen.
Or the next room. We got to make some progress if we're going to get to the kitchen.
We're trying.
All right. Well,
We keep getting distracted.
All right. Well, we proceed.
So there were 3 doors. One was going to go to the tin soldiers.
One's where we came in.
Is there like
one
a
went
barracks?
to the garden, and then the next
That's
was
essentially what they're calling it. Yeah.
Yeah, the next one's the barracks. The other one is to the garden. So one goes back to where we came from. One goes outside the log.
No, there were 3 doors when we came in.
There were 3 doors.
The way it's written is this room has 3 doors. One is the door you came through.
Okay.
One is across the hall, which goes into where they're telling you the barracks, and one goes out to the garden.
Okay.
So we have one door to go through,
Yeah.
and that's the barracks door.
Which goes.
Or can you send your little sprite friend in and see, now that we're closer, see what's actually in there?
I could if you open the door. He's invisible. And you can just kind of whoop, and you tell me what he sees. Because since I'm in there, I can not be blinded deaf. I can just be like there. So if you open the door, he can fly in.
Thank you all for listening. The Wild Beyond the Witchlight is co-written by Stacey Allen, Will Doyle, Ari Levitch, and Chris Perkins. You can find us online at rancorsbrothel.com and on Facebook at Fans of the Rancor's Brothel.